On today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and giving you my thoughts on a brand new set of headphones from SoundPEATS. It's the RunFree Lite 2s. Hey everyone, I'm Tim, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm really glad that you are here and you found us on YouTube. Now, I post gear reviews like this one all the time. So if you're into that kind of thing, be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll be notified each time that I upload new content. Now, before I get into it too far, I do want to get a disclosure out of the way. The RunFree Lite 2 headphones by SoundPEATS were sent to me for the purpose of review. However, no one's paying me to make the video, no one's telling me what to say, and no one from SoundPEATS has an opportunity to preview my thoughts before I share them with you first here on YouTube. Now, if at any point in time during this video, you might want to learn a little bit more about these or maybe pick up a pair for yourself, I'll put a link in the description below. It'll take you right to them on Amazon's webpage. Now, they retail for right around $36 US, but I did see that they're running some sales right now. So if you act now, you can pick these up for right around $25 US. So let's go ahead and open up the box and see what all comes inside. Now, right on top, you're going to find where you can download an app. So yes, these are a budget-friendly set of headphones, but they do have app support, and I definitely encourage you to go ahead and download that app. Now, it's called PEATS Audio. Now, I mention that because if you already have some SoundPEATS products, they have an app out, and they've had one out for a while supporting those other products. But this is a new app. And again, it's called PEATS Audio. You can download it at your favorite place that you get your apps, the Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, wherever it is you get your apps. PEATS Audio is what you're going to want to be looking for. Now, what's great about having app support is, number one, you can stay up to date with any kind of firmware updates that might be available. Now, mine did have an update that was available, and so that's perfect because it ensures that I'm always going to be up to date with the latest and greatest, software, so that I can get the most out of my new headphones. So that's really important. And then the other thing that I think really makes it worthwhile to download the app is that you can choose from different preset equalizers. They have a number of them that are already available for you to choose from, depending on the genre of music that you like to listen to. Now, I often pick bass boost just because I like a lot of bass in my music and my songs and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of other ones that you can choose from as well. And again, you can pick the ones that are going to fit the genre of music that you like to listen to. But if you don't find the ones that you're looking for there, you can customize the equalizer to fit your needs. Now, they do also have what they call like an IQ test. Now, to me, it's like a hearing test. And you're going to hear different frequencies. And you indicate whether or not you can hear that frequency. And then at the end of the test, it's going to give you results. And it's going to make some IQ adjustments or some equalizer adjustments for you that way. So I think that's pretty slick. And then finally, you can turn on things like dual connectivity. So yes, these do have dual connectivity. I'll talk about that here in just a second. Or you can put these in game mode, so low latency mode, in case you want to watch some movies or maybe play some video games. You can reduce any kind of lag that you might get otherwise with headphones. But you don't have to worry about that with these because, again, they have that game mode that's going to reduce that lag time, so you don't notice that. You won't have that issue at all. You won't have that at all. Okay, so let's talk about the headphones themselves. Now, these are an open ear design. So what does that mean? It means that nothing's going inside your ear canal like a traditional earbud would, but rather these rest comfortably over your ears, and they rely on air conduction technology. So what's air conduction technology? Well, what that means is that you basically have speakers, one on each side, and they direct the sound into your ear canal. So these look a little bit like bone conduction headphones. Bone conduction, though, they rely on vibrations to generate the music or the sounds that you want to listen to. But these, again, they're much more natural sounding to me because, again, it's like having stereo speakers that are simply directing the sound into your ear canal. So when it comes to comfort and fit, you really can't beat these. And that's usually where I like to start, is talking about comfort and fit, because when I'm reviewing headphones and earbuds and those types of devices, if they're not comfortable, I'm not going to wear them. It doesn't really matter how great they sound. I'm simply not going to wear them. And I imagine that you're the same way, that you wouldn't wear something that's going to be uncomfortable for you either. But you don't have to worry about that with these. They're pretty much one size fits all. You don't have to worry about trying to get that exact ear tip size for you because there aren't any. Again, they just rest comfortably over your ears. They do have this band that holds them together. Now, it's really super flexible. It has a silicone coating around the band, but they also have that silicone coating that's up around the ear hook as well. And it's really soft. It's soft up against your skin. Now, of course, I didn't notice the band on my skin at all, but you definitely, have the ear hook that's resting over your ears, but I didn't have any kind of irritation from that. So I think that they did a really good job. And I didn't feel like they were bouncing around. Now, I've been using these to ride my mountain bike, so I've had them underneath my bike helmet. Didn't have any issues at all with this bar. It wasn't in the way, so I think they did a really good job if you're into sports that require that you wear a helmet. So maybe you're skateboarding or rollerblading or whatever it is that you like to do, or in my case, ride a bike. But I also have been wearing these at the gym, running on a treadmill. And I never felt like these were loose or bouncing around. I think that they got the fit really well, and they're super lightweight, right? So they are called the RunFit Lite 2s. They have light right in the name, but they're not light on performance, but they're light in weight. So that just adds to the comfort. That just simply adds to the comfort for me. I really like that. Okay, so let's talk about the functionality. And we talked a little bit about the app support, but to control your new headphones, it has a simple 3-button interface. That's it, 3 buttons to do it all, right? So you have a power on button, power off, and then you have volume up and volume down. So just those 3 buttons, volume up, volume down, and the power button. That's it. But with those 3 buttons, you have full control over whatever it is that you want to listen to. So you can, of course, turn your music up, turn it down. You can advance to the next track. So maybe your favorite track is 1 or 2 down the road. You can go ahead and advance to the track that you want to listen to, or you can go back and replay the previous track if it's a song that you really enjoy and you want to hear it over again. So I think that's pretty great. But you can also take a phone call, or you could reject a phone call. So, or you can put them into game mode. You can put them into game mode using those controls as well. So you have full control over whatever it is that you want to listen to. And since we're talking about taking phone calls, if you do want to take a phone call, these do have built-in microphones with environmental noise canceling. Now, to test those mics out, I'm going to take these outside and we're going to see what they sound like. So this is a test of the built-in microphones of the RunFree Lite 2 headphones by SoundPEATS. This is what it would sound like if you wanted to use these to take a phone call, or maybe you want to use them as wireless microphones. Okay, so I think the mics did a really, really good job. In fact, they're some of the better sounding microphones that have been built into headphones and earbuds and so on that I've used. I will say the one thing that I kind of noticed, you may have noticed it too in that clip, they do sound a bit like a concert hall. I don't know, it just has a very full or robust sound, maybe a little bit of an echo, that might be there from the microphones. And while they have built-in, environmental noise canceling, I did feel like it picked up a little bit of that wind noise, but the mics are really sensitive. They did a really good job. So I think if you want to use these as just a set of wireless microphones, they would do a really good job for you. So if you want to use these maybe for a Zoom meeting or something like that, I think you could do that pretty easily. These do feature 16.2 millimeter dynamic drivers with bass enhancement, and I think they sound terrific. I listen to all kinds of music. Typically, when I'm out riding my bike or I'm out running, out on a run, I'm listening to classic rock. That's kind of my go-to, but I do like to listen to a lot of other types of music as well. So I've tried these out with pop and hip hop, and I like to listen to podcasts, especially on those long run days to help pass the time. And they sound absolutely terrific. Now, when it comes to the listening experience, it's very natural because there's nothing that's going on, inside your ear canal. It's more like a sound stage experience because you have speakers, one on each side of you, that's directing the sound into your ear canal. So for me, the best way I can describe it is just very, very natural. The instruments, they all came through really well, so you could hear those individually. You can hear that guitar solo from Eddie Van Halen when he's cranking it up, or you can hear the drum solo. You can hear the vocals, especially with pop music. I felt like it did a really good job on the high end. Now, it's not the heart-thumping bass. It's just not heart-thumping bass, but it's enough bass to add that nice low end to whatever it is you're listening to help give you a nice balanced musical experience. So I think they did a really good job here. And if you're familiar with SoundPEATS Go-Free 2s, they sound to me pretty much identical. So if you're looking for a slightly different style with the same sound and similar price tag, I think the Go-Free 2s are a little bit more expensive, but very similar in style. In fact, for me, they're indistinguishable. They both sound absolutely fabulous to me. Okay, so that brings me up to the battery life. So if you want to take these out for a long run, how are they going to do? They're going to do really well because you have 15 hours of playtime when a full charge. So I think they did a really good job. Super long battery life, and that's one of the differences. So if you're trying to decide between something that's like the Go-Free 2s that don't have this connected band here, but are individually set over your ears, one of the big differences is not just the style. Yes, you have a band and there you don't, and that might be enough of a difference for you to make a decision which one that you like to use. But the biggest difference for me is really in the battery life. So while you have plenty of playtime in the Go-Free 2s, you have a charging case. So for me, it's just a matter of convenience. When I'm done at the gym and I pop them off my ears and throw them in the case back in my gym bag, they're starting to charge immediately. I don't have to really think about it because there's, I think, 25 hours of playtime when you include the charge case with the Go-Free 2s. Here you have 15 hours. And you need to remember to plug them in, maybe just a little bit more often. So that's just one of the differences. Not a big difference, but just something to consider is that you don't have a charging case with these. You plug them in directly, you get 15 hours. That's what you have for playtime. These do feature Bluetooth 5.3, so it's a really stable connection. I've had them connected with all kinds of devices, including my Apple Nano, my iPhone 13 Pro, my iPad, Amazon Fire Stick. And in every case, it connected quickly and easily, and it was a really stable connection. But you also, with Bluetooth 5.3, you're getting a dual device connectivity. So what does that mean, and what kind of advantage is it to you? Well, it means that you can have these connected to two devices at the same time. So why would you want that? Well, you might be using these to maybe play a video game off your tablet. We mentioned that earlier, that you can put these in game mode so you can reduce any kind of latency. So they're good for gaming. But maybe you want to have them connected to your phone as well in case you get a phone call. And then you can easily, seamlessly switch between using these off your iPad, playing a video game, to taking that phone call. So that's really, really nice feature. And again, you can turn that dual device connectivity on in the app should you wish to do so. It's really super simple to connect it to both devices. Mine is currently connected to both my iPhone 15 Pro and my iPad, as I mentioned. So I like dual device connectivity. It's taken me a little while to really appreciate the advantages that gives you, but that's definitely one of them. If you want to use these, like I said, for playing a game or just listening to music off of a different device and take a phone call should one come in, you have the ability to do that. Overall, I'm really impressed with the RunFree Lite 2 headphones by SoundPEATS. They're a budget-friendly set of headphones. I think they're well worth the $36 that they retail for, and they're definitely worth the $25 that you can pick them up for right now. So if you're in a market for a budget-friendly set of headphones that sound great, super lightweight, really comfortable to wear, I think these are a no-brainer. All right, you guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. If you got a little something out of this one, maybe give the video a like. It really helps out. All right, we'll see you next time.